I'm about to start calling Luigi Mangione Doctor Strange, because for better or worse, dude altered this timeline. We having conversations the powerful always feared us having, and beyond the broken healthcare system, we talking about the efficacy and utility of violence. We've been told all our lives that violence doesn't solve anything, but it solves problems for the powerful all the time. And it has since the beginning of the time. You got a rebellion on your hands, violence. A leader getting too mouthy, violence. You want to take them people's resources so y'all country can be rich, violence. Now what happens when the technology gets so good that the leaders can design systems that do violence for them without getting their hands dirty? Well, you have something like our broken healthcare system. See, by violence, I think they be talking about interpersonal brutality. When you actually perform up-close violence, that do make you different. If you got shooters in your hood, you know they are a whole different kind of cat. They got a whole different kind of trauma, and they act out in a whole different kind of ways. They are neurologically not the same as the rest of us. Like, based on the shooters from the hood, I could guess that if you are ISIS fighter, you are built differently upstairs if you can chop off somebody's head in 2024-25 up close. But what about distant violence? What about the person in, let's say, the United States Air Force who could kill way more people than the ISIS fighter could because he knows how to push a button on a drone? See, upstairs, the drone operator probably built way more like you. He got the same kind of skill sets, probably had the same conversations. Y'all are culturally familiar since the violence is sanitized. But because the system makes the violence more efficient, the death is worse. And to me, that's the difference between Luigi Mangione and Brian Thompson. Both committed death. Let's be real. And murder is wrong. But to what scale are we judging the wrong? And if we weighed them equally, will we still be as outraged? And who doesn't want us to put them on the same scale? Civilization is based on groups of people solving their problems peacefully. But this is all based on a social contract. And if we got systems of violence, mass murdering people, it is those who operate those systems that broke the contract first. And within that contract, peaceful people have done tried everything. People have write books about it, documentaries, tried to pass legislation, tried to get folks to discuss it, ran on it on certain platforms. Nothing. Yet the violence keeps going. And people will still ask, are you trying to legitimize Luigi? I'm like, are you trying to legitimize Brian? John F. Kennedy said that those who make peaceful revolution impossible then make violent revolution inevitable. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible are the ones who void the social contract that says violence is the wrong way to solve your problems. That's the first act of violence. I think one of the reasons why Americans is praising Luigi is because we used to willy-nilly mass shootings. Luigi didn't shoot up no babies. He ain't going no preschool. This wasn't Uvalde. This wasn't Sandy Hook. He went and took out somebody who was at the head of a system that created mass death. And now we got legislation on the table to solve the problem of the conflict of interest within the medical industry. Look at that. The Patients Before Monopolies Act is going on right now. How you got something that we are so united on that Elizabeth Warren and Josh Hawley is co-sponsoring the same goddamn bill? Of course, I hate that it had to come to this. But right now, it's on us as a society to make some good out of all of this bad. And if what comes of this is a more just, equitable, and fair health system, you know, like the rest of the Western world got, so be it. The conversations are being had. And like it or not, the American people have spoken.